So, are you ready? Ready. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
They're everywhere. In your home, you're probably no more than a few feet from a lithium-ion battery at any time. It's the most energetic battery that we've ever seen on this planet. They store a lot more energy than anything else, up to 7 times, maybe more than a lead-acid battery. They are designed to be safe. The fact that there are so few accidents when there are millions of these things on this planet is a testament to how safe they really are. But if they are punctured, if they are crushed, or if they are accidentally overcharged, they can ignite, they can burn, and in extreme cases, they can actually explode.
ABC 15, breaking news.
And that breaking news, just horrible. A massive lithium battery fire and at least 8 firefighters hurt in an explosion.
We are told there was some sort of an explosion.
The force of the blast knocked the helmets and face masks
There are serious
off the
concerns being
firefighters.
expressed tonight about lithium-ion batteries, the same batteries in practically every cell phone, laptop, and tablet on the market.
We see them all over the road right now.
Fires like this can happen in an accident.
The age of electric cars will take some adjustment for the police and firefighters who have to respond to these crashes.
If we start by understanding there's a very large amount of energy in a very small space. If you cause the 2 electrodes to touch inside by, for example, penetrating the case with a nail, or by crushing it, by accidentally dropping it, or in a battery electric vehicle, if there's a crash which crushes the battery case, the sudden release of a very large amount of energy produces heat. Module 10. The heat can then cause other chemical processes which also produce heat and can produce hydrogen and oxygen. These can ignite and you end up with a fire or even in extreme cases an explosion. Okay, so you ready? Yeah. The first thing that happens is that the gas is produced. 3, 2, 1. The critical thing with this gas plume is it's easy to think it's steam. It isn't. We know that carbon dioxide is produced. That's not particularly dangerous. Carbon monoxide is produced. Hydrochloric acid gas is produced, which is fairly dangerous. And we are fairly certain, but we don't know precisely how much, hydrofluoric acid gas is produced, which is extremely dangerous. There then can be a cocktail of things like ethane, methane, propane. A tunnel could be very bad news. In one paper, there was something like 150 organic compounds listed as in the gas phase. There's also been a number of instances of battery electric vehicles spontaneously igniting. We're not awfully sure why, but the first sign has been the hissing of gas. If you hear hissing, you have to assume that there is a problem, and potentially a big problem. When a battery electric vehicle ignites, it burns very hot, actually ferociously. We've recorded temperatures of up to 1,000 before the thermocouple died. It literally looks and sounds like a rocket flame. And it can be directional as well. You could suddenly find yourself in the path of one of these.
Scary moments for the car's owner. The first time the battery caught fire, and no one expected it to happen again.
Even after 24 hours of extinguishment, these ion batteries could reignite if they've been damaged.
Electric vehicles have been known to reignite hours, days, or even weeks after the initial incident.
Firefighters sprayed several thousand gallons of water trying to douse the stubborn flame.
Just because you've got a vehicle that appears to be quiescent, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not actually potentially very dangerous. There's an instance of a car crashed in California in a garage. The fire brigade put the fire out after a great deal of water. It sits quiescent apparently, and then starts belching white smoke, toxic smoke. So they put lots more water on, it's apparently quiescent again for 90 minutes, and then we get these rocket flames coming out from underneath. So they put it out again, they then lift it onto the back of the recovery truck, and that movement reignites it again. So a key question, is the vehicle out? Is it safe to move? These are large batteries, and there is sufficient energy there to kill you if you get between the electrodes, as it is with any high voltage source. You have to operate in a worst case scenario, so you've got to go over the top. You've got to say, if the battery case is dented, then it's potentially dangerous. PPE is essential. Full breathing kit, obviously. First of all, chock the wheels, because you can get an unexpected motion in the motor. Use lots of water to cool the battery pack, and if possible, jack up the car so you can fire the water to the underside where the battery pack is. And then you just cool it until such time as you think it's safe to move. In the Netherlands, they drop the electric vehicle into a sea container full of water and leave it. In 2018, there was about 510 fires in UK scrapyards, of which they reckon about 25% were down to small lithium-ion batteries. You can, in principle, use a battery pack from an electric car to power your home. There are no regulations governing where you put a lithium-ion battery in your house. If you see a solar array, it wouldn't harm to assume that somewhere in that house there could be a lithium-ion battery system. In terms of the large systems, lithium-ion battery energy storage systems are now being used to support the grid. You're looking for something that's the size maybe of a sea container, or maybe half the size of a sea container. This is about education, this is about information. It's a different challenge. It's not an insurmountable challenge, but it's a different challenge.